When Sasquatch race, or aka Bigfoot, was created on Earth the very first time, it was done by extraterrestrial races from Pleiades and Ursa Major, who donated their own DNA in combination with energies from Lemuria or Mu, MU, to create a peaceful, nature-based humanoid race on Earth called Sasquatch, or in the ancient tongue, SASQUATCH, which is their real name. Sasquatch is not their real name. And they are a humanoid type of race, humanoid nature race with human culture, with very strong telepathy. They have tribe names, they have real names just like we do. And they're extremely telepathic, very, very psychic. They're about 10 to 15 feet tall, approximately 400 to 600 pounds, extremely powerful and strong, very muscular, very hairy, including their face, brown eyes, and who just love nature. They love nature, they love working closely with the elementals, ant and bird races with quartz crystals. They love crystals. They understand crystal energy. Sasquatch race is very real, just residing in the 4th density here on Earth, not in our 3rd density, but they are here, very, very real. They live in the forests. They're alive, they're real, and their counterparts, or their cousins, are of the extraterrestrial nature. They're also very real. They're 5th density nature. They're alive and they monitor their own 4th density family all the time. And the energies and the entities in the past that I've encountered with of extraterrestrial nature, that I've ever communicated with, the Sasquatch race, the SASQUATCH race, is the most peaceful, benevolent, loving, and kind and respectful race with some of the most profound messages, and highly have enjoyed it. And these benevolent beings, these spiritual beings, they're just involved humanoid beings with superior psychic and interdimensional abilities who communicate only via telepathy. But humans don't understand telepathy. Average telepathy level on a human is 8 to 10% only. These guys are at 90. They have individual names. They have tribe names, as they are humanoid. They don't live here on Earth in our 3rd density. They're 1 density above, hence humans cannot see them. They're a humanoid race. They're a hybrid race, just like humans are a hybrid race, just of a different intellect. They're the watchers of our nature, of our rivers and the creeks and the forests, of Mother Gaia. These guys are the ultimate environmentalists. And their hair does not make them any primitive animal, any ape. That's just in their genes to protect them against weather elements, just like polar bears do, just like penguins do, wolves do. They are a variety of different Sasquatch races all around the world, ranging from Western Canada, the United States, China, Russia, Alaska, or a famous place, Yeti Ranch, owned by a friend of mine, James Gilliland, in the Trout Lake, Washington. But the largest population of Sasquatch beings are found near the Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean due to their past ancient immigration from Lemuria. And yes, Lemuria was real, Atlantis was real, inner Earth is real. Sasquatch are mortal beings with immortal DNA, with interdimensional DNA, just like us. We're also a hybrid race, mortal, but immortal, interdimensional DNA. Holistically and spiritually, they are us. They are our cousins, our family, just taller and much, much hairier, a little scarier, but they're us and we are them. And in the great oneness of this interconnected universe, we're the same as them. And I've been very fortunate to get to know 2 different Sasquatch entities, one of extraterrestrial density of 5th density, second one would be of the human 4th density. The 5th density being was named Quank from the system Electra, who I've established my own connection with, and ultimately I was able to connect to this being energetically in the deep meditative state in the Sedona, Arizona in March 2021, on top of a very tall mountain near a very famous retreat, spiritual retreat named New Lemurian Heart Center in Ancient Valley. This site is located near a very beautiful river, peaceful river named Oak Creek, approximately 20 to 25 minutes away from downtown Sedona. And this site was arranged between myself and this Sasquatch entity 2 months ahead of time, as he desired that I select a very nature-based location with beautiful vortex energy, mountains and rivers and creeks, away from any humans, away from military and law enforcement, away from traffics, roads, away from airports or any tourism, any major highways, shopping centers, anything that has to do with antennas and satellites. So completely secluded and remote on the most elevated spot possible. I travel to Sedona all the time, so it was a perfect opportunity for me. So I spent 3 days there on top of this mountain. Every day I would leave my hotel at 7 a.m., come back 7 at night, and I would just hike and earth and meditate deeply and send my own GPS location, my coordinates telepathically. And the way I've done that was by sending out a mental segment of my own GPS location, visualizing my physical body sitting on a grass, watching my feet, and then surrounding grass around me and the rocks, and then the water around me and the shape of the creek, and then the mountain itself and the shape of the mountain, and then the nearby road, the nearby highway, the city of Sedona, surrounding cities, and then the region, the surrounding regions, and then the area of the Arizona, so the state of Arizona, surrounding states, and then that whole part of the United States, and then the whole United States, and then the map of Earth. And I would telepathically project my own energy towards the already known consciousness of the Sasquatch entity within the 5th density. Another time I connected to a Sasquatch entity was in November 2018 at the Yeti Ranch owned by James Inland in Trout Lake, Washington. A 7-member race lives there, so 7 Sasquatch entities live there. And again, they're very extremely peaceful, very loving, very kind, beautiful energy, wonderful energy. And I think all Sasquatch beings hold such high velocity of energy shift as they go back and forth from the end of their own 4th density journey to beginning of the 5th density. So they understand humans because we're still in 3rd density, going to the 4th density. So they understand not only that, but they understand the human psyche. They understand our brain processing. They understand our fears. They understand our resistances. They understand our passions. But they also understand our true potential as far as spiritualism is concerned, and also our mental potential, and also what are the DNA memories that we hold. They understand our frequency. They understand our vibration. They understand our intent. And when they shift their own vibration, they are not visible by any human. No way. Not any camera, not any binoculars, not even thermal imaging night vision goggles, generation 2 or generation 3. And most humans without high frequency or vibration cannot see them anyway, even if they were standing right next to it. There's been a variety of different names for these beautiful beings, including Yowie, Bigfoot, forest gorilla, Sasquatch, Yeti, skunk ape, so many primitive, insulting names, but none of these names are real. They're not some tall apes. They're not some Yetis. Some people say that they hide in caves and kidnap humans and eat them at night. That's nonsense. There's no evidence of that. That's a bunch of lies. Bunch of lies. As big as lies that we hear today in the religious programming these days. That's just primitive nonsense and complete made-up stories. Sasquatch has been existing in a part of our Earth collective all over this planet for hundreds of thousands of years, going back to dinosaur days. They are not bound to Earth's energy in a permanent sense. Sasquatch communicates, the entities communicate telepathically with those humans who have a loving heart, open mind, pure intent, passion for nature, respect for the nature, who have eliminated fear, who have eliminated narcissism, ego, judgment, as well as those who see Sasquatch as a peaceful race, not as a hairy animal. They are our family. They are our own Earth cousins. Sasquatch beings go back to dinosaur days. That is how ancient they are. So quite ancient. Not only here on Earth, but on other planets and on other stars and star systems. The Earth version is a mutated version over time, from region to region, from continent to continent. And the Russian military or intelligence and Chinese intelligence have both captured a Yeti being or Sasquatch being about 25 years ago in the northern Ural Mountain. The United States tried to do that, but there was a small hostility issue. But the two captured ones that I'm familiar with are in Russia and in China. One of their original main origins, as I said, is star system Electra, which is a place of the particular 5th density Sasquatch extraterrestrial being that I've been connecting with and communicating with, and his knowledge is just profound. He's helped me understand so many different subjects in life, including ancestral fear, DNA memories, telepathy, teleportation, portals, history of the Sasquatch race in general, so here on and off planet, but also Lemuria and their history on Earth, How do they reproduce? Which areas and regions do they prefer? And his statements on love and unconditional love and not having fear in life, I strongly agree. These are extremely loving and caring, benevolent beings on this planet, and humans should get to know them. Sasquatch beings are a different version of consciousness than ours. And even though they are a hybrid race, just like we are a hybrid race, their own density integrates their own consciousness to shift through vibration in space with great ease, very, very quickly, very fast, very easily. And the Sasquatch family race living amongst us here, amongst these forests, the fourth density race, they're very real, they're very alive. They don't understand why humans don't like them or why humans fear them. They love being near water because they can travel easily via using portals or organic portals within the water. This was explained to me in Sedona. These earth-based or Sasquatch beings who are our distant family, cousins, brothers and sisters, should be more respected by humans. But humans are so primitive that they are hunting Sasquatch beings regularly, setting up daily traps, bear traps, foot traps, and setting up bounties, $25,000, $30,000 bounties to shoot them for the fun, for the competition as sport. Completely psychopathic. Yet in fact, these fourth density earth-based Sasquatch beings can not ever possibly even explain the intelligence that they have, the understanding that they have of this galaxy, of this universe, of this earth. Humans are not willing to listen. They just want to shoot them. That's how primitive we are. They're not third density. Humans will never kill them. They will never capture them. They'll never take a picture of them. They cannot be seen. But they do always stay within the fourth density to avoid humans, to avoid anyone trying to kill them or shoot them or setting up a trap or shoot them with a sniper from a different distance. They're highly benevolent, extremely loving. They can manifest and disappear at will at any time. They use telekinesis, teleportation. They open up portals all the time. They can shift consciousness instantly, all through synchronicity. No Sasquatch walks in the forest randomly. No, they don't walk uncloaked. They're always cloaked, meaning they are not visible to anyone within third density by any human eye, ever. They are always cloaking. They have such strong connection to earth, to elementals, to plants, to insects, to animals, to water. They will know a human is coming a mile away because they all communicate together within the nature telepathically. The nature is alive, the trees are alive, the water is alive, they're all telepathic. These beings do not hide solely for their own safety. They hide for our safety. They feel bad for us. They hide for our own mental and physical safety. Sasquatch beings are extremely loving, but coming into a contact with one who's 600 pounds, 10, 12 foot tall, covered in hair completely, growls and has big teeth, would be too vibrationally shocking, too jarring to an average human, to human psyche. It would traumatize this person because it would immediately trigger ancestral trauma, ancestral fear within the DNA, as well as very, very strong fear response in the physical body. That's why they don't just appear and pop to every hiker that goes by. They've asked me to tell the humans who take the time to get to know them properly that they are very loving and they love humans, and they're asking us to open up our hearts, open up our heart chakras, show love and kindness to the nature, respect and go into the nature, but also respect and go inside of ourselves by utilizing the center of ourselves. And what's that? That's the heart chakra. And to open up the heart chakra, especially when it comes to the nature. Have more love, have more peace, have more compassion, no judgment and no fear. Fear and judgment are just negative programs. Only with soul in mind, loving heart, no fear, open mind, pure intent, growing outward and raising our frequency and vibration, absorbing more love and light, can consciousness even continue to evolve and expand. They wish for us to know that. Sasquatch beings are experts on human mind, our behavior, our fears, our greed, our resistances, including fear, ego, judgment, but they also understand our true potential, spiritual growth, mental capacity, higher levels of human consciousness. They understand our inner technologies, our love. And as they say, humanity has a very difficult time in seizing the vastness of the big picture here, because the genetic DNA, human genetic DNA memories have been modified and abused multiple times by a variety of different malevolent beings, fake Elohims, from the Anunnakis to the empire royals, making us humans forget more and more of who we really are, forgetting our own oversoul, our past lives, our psychic potential, our own telepathy, and the power of our pineal gland, an overall soul plan that we are all part of. These idiots on TV hunting Sasquatch for fun across the forest don't understand that Sasquatch aren't in our physical third density state, that no camera can possibly capture a picture of one. It's impossible because of the interdimensional frequency interference, as pictures come out very dark and blurry. Our cameras cannot and will not ever, ever, ever show what our own eyes can see in the presence of a Sasquatch entity or a Sasquatch being, fourth density or fifth density, doesn't matter, or during external contact, physical contact. In photography, the Sasquatch's body appears to be always pixelated, always blurry, always black, too brown, pixelated. Well, why is that? Because of the fact they vibrate at a different level than we do, completely different frequency than us. And our human eyes and our brain can only catch about 12 frames per second, 12 images per second, and our cameras about 32 frames per second. But the Sasquatch beings are interdimensional. They vibrate at 400. So completely higher rate, completely higher frequency. Our cameras will never capture a successful, full, colorful daytime picture of a Sasquatch. Impossible. They have full control over our etheric print on temporal support and electronic medias. And besides, they know how to bend light, just like they know how to manipulate densities, open portals, manifest, or just disappear, dematerialize, walk into a wall, disappear in a creek. They can literally speed or slow down the frequency of their own energy field below or beyond the speed of light, lowering or raising their own density. So they could stand right next to the hunter with a gun as he has his finger on the trigger, and that person would have absolutely no idea what's going on. They would not be able to see them. There's so much that humans can learn from the Sasquatch race, from the SASQUATCH race, the ancient Sasquatch race. And it's been one of my highest spiritual experiences to get to know both the fourth density Sasquatch race and the fifth density extraterrestrial ancient Sasquatch race. And they will forever be great friends of mine.